Good morning, student. This is the fourth part of the chapter People as a Resource, Class 9, Subject Social Science. Student, in this part, we shall begin from page number 23 of your NCERT book, and our heading is Health. Health is one of the parameter, one of the factor for bringing the qualitative change in the population that we have discussed earlier. If you remember, in the very early part of this chapter, it was mentioned that the population, huge population of our country, which is our burden, which is our liability, how it can be converted into an assets by investing in education, training and medical care. If you remember, in the last part, that is part number 3, we discussed one of the factor for bringing qualitative change in population was education, where we discussed that how our government has made some serious effort by bringing certain schemes like Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, where it was ensured that every child between the age group of 16 to 14 attain compulsory education. Government also ensured that those child who are dropping out from the school system should be brought back. Government also made their effort that it for even higher education, more and more universities and college has to be established, more and more teacher and professor has to be appointed. Therefore, more students will be able to develop the kind of ability in terms of education, as well as the skill will also be improved by providing them various vocational training. For this purpose, government has made a substantial amount of investment of their GDP for the education. Now in this section, students, I'm starting from the health. As I said little earlier, that health is the second factor of the second factor for improving the quality of the people in the country. And how to explain what is health? Let us begin with taking an example. Take yourself as an example. You as a student, suppose you are a very bright student of your class, but you have some health issues also. So one day you go to school, another day you remain absent. Do you think that at the end of the academic session you would be the best person, or your performance will be the best in the class? Because of your health issues, you might not be getting the first or top position. Reason is that another student who is not as bright but has in a very good state of health will continue to go to school and will be getting the best of the benefit of the education imparted to him. So health is equally important. Now imagine your teachers. If any of the teacher falls sick, how your school will manage to continue your subject teaching? Any other person will be given a job, because you cannot be waiting for your teacher to get well if he is unwell for a longer period of time. Similarly, now imagine that, do you expect a factory or a workplace where a particular employee or few employees are unhealthy, company would like them to appoint, in case they have to appoint before their and before the appointment their health issue is clear to the company? In case, suppose after working for a particular company, if they fall sick or if they develop some chronic disease, they are likely to be replaced. I'm not saying that they might end up losing a job, but they are likely to be replaced by another person, so that the productivity don't get affected. That's what I mean. So you can say that health is, your textbook on the page number 23 has written that health is a factor what helps an individual to realize his potential and make him or her capable of finding themselves in a state to fight illness. It develop the ability to fight illness. You can say that this is our one of the important factor. Now you assume, as I said little earlier, that if you are unhealthy, you will not be in a state to give your maximum output, be it in your school as a student, be it a worker in a factory, be it any other employee in a government job or private job, or your teacher. Health is one of the factor that can affect our productivity, and that can decrease our output in the institution where we are working, or as institution what we are studying. That is one factor. That's why government has understood the importance of keeping the our larger population healthy, so that they can be productive and they are not going to become a liability for our larger population, and reduce and going to make negative impact on our economic development. Now student, considering that health is important issue, our government has made national policy. The aim of this national policy is to bring family welfare. The aim of this policy is to improve the nutritional level of the people of the country, and also government is meant to bring the health care by all possible means. What government should do through various channels. It means our government has to develop vast health infrastructure in forms of private as well as public health services. You know that in country India there are two kind of health services available. We have private health services as well as public health services available to all of us. So government has to ensure that vast health infrastructure is going to be developed. For what reason? So that our larger population going to attain and enjoy this health infrastructure and keeping themselves fit and fine, so that their productivity, be it in the private sector or in the government sector as employee, they are going to produce more, so the overall productivity of the country gets better and better. That's what one of the issue. Now student, on the same page you have a box in which you are being given a glimpse of that what because of better infrastructure, or what because of the initiative taken by the government to have much better infrastructure in the field of education has proved profitable or good for the country in terms of health. The first point, it is mentioned that over the year, ever since India has attained independence, our life expectancy had increased. It has increased to 68.3. Let me tell you, when India got independence, at that time our life expectancy was around 32 to 34 year. Before I move ahead, let me explain you what life expectancy means. This is a word that you will be going to introduce in class 10, chapter number 1. But for the time being, life expectancy is an average life of all the people living in the particular country, means since birth what they are expected to live, how long they are expected to live. Like it is mentioned here 68.3 year, doesn't mean every person in the country will live for 68.3 year. Few may die little earlier than this, few may live longer than this. So it is just an average based on mathematical calculation of overall population and data based on it. Student, it has been also, so if life expectancy has increased, it is a clear indication that the medical facilities in the country has improved a lot, and that's why we are able to enhance the life of the people of the country. Second point, it is mentioned that IMR has got down to 34 in year 2016. What is IMR? It is infant mortality rate. Student, this is another parameter. Let me tell you that mortality means the rate of the death, what is being measured out of 1000 live birth. An infant, I hope you understand, any child who has not completed first year of his life, it means that who has not celebrated his first birthday is considered to be infant. And if out of 1000 live birth, if any child end up losing his life, you can say that infant mortality rate, it is the infant mortality rate, you can say that infant has died. And if this rate is high, it means we are unable to provide a good medical services to our young born, and to the, especially when they are in the age group when utmost medical attention is required to them. An infant is required proper medical attention by the good medical services available in the country. So it has come down. It means it is a good sign that country has made availability of good medical services for the newborn babies also. Third category is crude birth rate, which has also come down to 20.4. Over these years, we are able to control the birth rate. It is also assumed that a larger birth rate is not good for the growth and development of the country. So you can say that crude birth rate. What is crude birth rate? Out of 1000 population, 1000 people in the country, how many birth has taken place, that is being measured over here. Student, all these definitions are written in the box down here on the same page, page number 23. At the end of the page number 23, you can find these things. Then there is death rate also, which has come down to 6.4. Again, a very good indication. Because of good medical services, we are helping people to survive longer, as it is said already, because of which our life expectancy has been higher. So you can say that death rate is also assumed out of 1000 person in the country, how many people have died in a particular period of time, say 1 year. Similarly, for death rate, say 1 year, 1000 people out of 1000 people during a particular period of time. So student, this is a parameter making us clear. So these indicators are very good indicators that the government has provided remarkable medical services in this direction. To prove our point, we have been provided on page number 24, there is a table 2.2. Table is about health infrastructure over the years. Here, student, you are being given 5 columns starting from 2013 to 2017, and you have various categories are there. It's short form, it is mentioned, but it is written what is there available in the country. Like SC, PSC and CSC stand for sub-center, primary health center and community health center, what you probably find in a village area. What government has done that. ANM and RN and RM are written in the last category, that is auxiliary nurse hydrides. RN stand for registered nurse in the country, and RM for registered midwife. Similarly, there is another word, LHV, means lady health visitor. These are few words. Based on that, let us take the table. You also open page 24 in your book and go through along with me. You will find that there are continuously growth taking place in the field of primary health center or community health center. In 2013, it was 1,81,139. Now it has increased to 10 times more than that. 18 lakhs, 1 lakh 80, no, sorry, I'm sorry. Let me correct the data. It is 1,87,505. Very sorry that it is not 18 lakh, it is 1,87,000. Second, student, that dispensaries and hospital has also increased from 2013. While it was 29,274, now it has increased to 31,641. Earlier it was 29,274. Now number of beds has increased in the hospital, that is 6,28,708. Now it has got increased to 7,10,761. Similarly, in other areas also there has been growth, but in case of registered doctors in medical council, what is visible over here, that it is into the decline. Overall, we can say that the medical infrastructure and all these facilities has been increased. Based on these table, you are being asked few questions. Let me read. These questions are from page number 23. That what is the percentage increase in dispensaries from 51 to 2015? You can this data, I don't think the question has been changed, although the data in the table has been changed. That's why they are asking from number of increase from 1951 to 2015. Kindly correct it from 2013 to 2015. What book has changed the data in the table, but they did not change the question. Please do make the correction as advised. Another question is, what is the percentage increase in doctors and nursing personnel from 51 to 2015? Again, you please change the data. You, being the student of mathematics, can easily calculate the percentage change. If not, do let me know through your teachers or discuss with your teacher. I will provide the solution. For that, I will make a separate video. Calculating a percentage simply means that whatever data is given in 2015, minus whatever data is given by 2013. This difference amount to be divided by 2013's data into 100. You will get the percentage. But please correct the question. Your question has not changed. It is data has been changed. Now few more questions are: do you think the increase in the number of doctor and nurse is adequate for India? If not, why? I believe that there is a positive growth taking place, but in spite of that, it is not good enough. Let me tell you why. Because we have such a huge population for which per person average medical facility is not good enough compared to the countries in the West, where per person average is quite less, which is a good sign. In our country, on an average, uh, a single doctor or a single nurse, there are larger number of people. So you can say more burden is there on our doctors. What other facilities would you like to provide in a hospital? I hope you have certain sense and understanding. So you try to find the answer yourself. Discuss about the hospital you have visited. If you have any of your experience, you can mention, and can you draw a graph using this table? These are being mentioned. In the later part, in the next paragraph, your book has tried to explain that the facilities like medical hospitals, dental colleges, all are increasing in the country. Now we have 381 medical colleges and 301 dental college. But on the other side, book is telling it is not the story of every state. Only few have made good growth like Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, etc. These are some progressive states that the book is telling that overall country has made a good growth. In the later part, there is a box student in which you are being given a certain activity. You are being advised to move to nearby hospital and do certain survey. In this regard, I would suggest that right now lockdown situation is on, so please don't go anywhere, especially there is no need to go to the hospital. Later on, when you find that the things have become normal, you can carry forward these activities, discussing with your teacher how to move ahead. There are few questions: how many doctors are there in the hospital? How many nurses work in that hospital? Beside, try to gather the following additional information like how many hospitals are there in your locality, how many dispensaries are there in your locality. That's how your book has completed this health section, in which we came to know that both education and health has been considered very important factor for bringing quality in population. Our government also do understand, and in this regard our government has made some sincere effort. That's another thing that we can make a debate whether it is good enough or not. You know that whenever we have such a huge population, we need to have put in lot of efforts in terms of attaining more facilities, more educational institution, more medical institution to the people. That's how, student, I'm finishing this part. In the last part of this chapter, we will begin with the topic unemployment, because it is one of the negative factor where people as a resource are not being utilized if any person or a larger number of people remain unemployed. Thank you, students.